I must prove to my true love that I am her only true love.
You're all tangled up.
I'll help you. There. Are you happy now?
No, I found out what you did.
From who? What did I do?
You killed the poor bird.
Fernando?
Yes, that Fernando. You killed him.
How could you possibly know?
Chief Frazzo told me.
He has a very weird name.
I know, but that doesn't matter. You killed the poor bird. I will never love you.
Fine, then I will kill you too. Is Knockout a tragic character? This is 11 pages long.
Hi.
Yes, he is. Because the story is about war, all the characters are tragic in one form or another, mostly through friends, family, and co-workers getting killed. Knockout's tragedy isn't as obvious, so it gets overlooked by people who can't see past his vain flamboyancy, rugged good looks, and sultry powers. So why does he act like this? Join us down this rabbit hole to find out. First, we have to look at when he uses flattery.
I like the way I look in steel-belted radials. Sweet rims, 24 gauge. You're real heavy duty. Just like my friend here. It's Commander Knockout to you, once and future Lord Starscream. Doctor to doctor, I must say, your contribution to the Decepticon cause is very much appreciated. I'll be sure to boast of your accomplishment when you're gone, which will happen in 3, 2, 1. Watch out for the quiet ones. Welcome back to the winning team, which is under constant surveillance. Well played.
For the most creative use of a shield generator in a supporting role, the winner is Knockout. How very repellent. You have lovely features, perfect for a painful little procedure I call the nip and tuck.
Yes, we are fortunate to have him on our side, Lord Megatron. Breakdown would be tickled. Way to step things up, Soundwave. I do hope this Iacon relic is something less sacred and more profane. Like an electro-disruptor cannon. We could use one of those. Soundwave's on fire. And so am I. I do so resent a finish flashier than my own.
Well, aren't you the clever one?
This is going to be juicy. You first, big boy.
Most of the time, it's backhanded compliments, disingenuous commentary, part of a joke, or towards himself. He is a master of backhanded compliments. His tone is flattering, but the context isn't, and he'll stop if he's not given attention.
Knockout to Lord Megatron. I have secured 1 vintage Predacon Talon, plus 2 of the Autobots' pets for you to employ as hostages, lab experiments, well, any way you see fit. So go on, Big M. Tell me you love me more than Starscream. Mileage? Hello? Too familiar?
Panicking a bit if he thinks he went a little too far. If you pay attention, you realize that his flirty tone is just that, a tone. More of an accent at this point. Knockout lives in a hostile work environment with a gladiator for a boss, making false flattery a survival tactic. Take away his tone and his words become easier to understand. His tone and choice of words is used entirely out of habit and is not meant to insinuate anything. It's being a de-escalation measure before delivering medical advice.
Out there, Lord Megatron, just waiting for you to reach out and pluck it. But you shouldn't push yourself so hard. You've had setbacks. You were in stasis.
To gain attention.
Actually, Commander Starscream, it was a gift from Breakdown and myself.
Or to amuse himself.
How low can it go?
He also tends to say the first shallow thing that he can think of to explain away his behavior because depth and vulnerability will get him bullied or betrayed.
Allow me to handle this. It's Knockout's fault!
Precisely my what?
Why'd you do it, Knockout? Why'd you turn against Starscream?
Even if I had helped him seize this ship, he would have probably just fired me out of the first airlock. Oh, and he's rude.
In the context of this scene,
Knockout, this situation might be a bit more dire than either of us ever imagined.
I find it rather ironic that after battling Autobots all these years, getting smacked down, shot at, blown up, this is how our lights go out?
Drained of our precious fluids. If this is indeed the end, if we are to become Terracon Chow, it has been an honor serving Lord Megatron with you.
You're no breakdown, though I must confess I have always admired your lustrous finish.
Well then.
Should be going.
Knockout was telling Starscream that he sees him as a friend he envies and trusts. Starscream has given up hope, and because of his job, Knockout tries to cheer him up, backsliding with default flattery as emotional support instead of being honest. Knockout can't keep eye contact when he lies on the spot and is also internally panicking and blaming Starscream for this mess.
Tell me something, Starscream. When you said problem solved, is this even close to what you had in mind?
I do not appreciate your tone, Knockout. This brewing catastrophe is hardly my fault.
Well, it certainly isn't mine.
Oh no, you're the mastermind who chose to experiment with synthetic energon.
And you're the monkey wrench who thought it was a good idea to dabble in voodoo.
Starscream can't read subtext, so he's unsure if it's a genuine compliment given Knockout's many backhanded ones. On top of it sounding weird, awkward silence ensues, forcing Starscream to redirect while Knockout questions how to fix the zombie situation. Knockout also has this habit where he over-exaggerates his body language and speech to the point that they seem disconnected.
Breakdown and I enjoyed previous success retrieving Iacon relics. In memory of my fallen comrade, I intend to do the same again.
Which makes sense if it's all an act. He's also an ENTP with poor social skills. ENTPs with poor social skills sound like they're always flirting or joking, even when talking about super serious subjects. It's like a default setting they can't control. ENTPs with great social skills are masters of persuasion, hence why they're called the debaters. The only thing Knockout can persuade Megatron to do is let him go play outside.
Indeed, Knockout. Treadwing, report to the bridge immediately.
Please, Lord Megatron, allow me the honor of retrieving this relic for you.
I'm surprised you would risk your finish so soon after your accident. Nonetheless, I remain unconvinced that you are the best choice for the task, since you failed to secure the phase shifter.
I lacked the proper tools. But since Soundwave's currently occupied, I can't imagine he'll mind if I borrow this. So that I might better secure your prize and heap some hurt on the Autobots.
He's extremely vain. Vanity comes from one of three places: luxury, position, or trauma. It's a form of situational control. Luxury-based vanity will avoid anything that threatens to ruin their good looks, but preens in more moderation. Position-based vanity will power through a mess, preening only when the job is done. Trauma-based vanity will ruin their own good looks, but won't allow others to do it out of fear and preens excessively. Starscream, because of Cybertron's class system, lived in luxury and holds a high position, and so does his best to maintain that image, preening occasionally. Knockout likes getting his hands dirty, but freaks out or attacks when someone else threatens his paint job, and he preens excessively. He even buffs his teeth, something no one else does. Knockout suffers only minor abuse throughout the show, but acts like he's expecting it, his high rank being the only thing keeping other cons from smacking him around. Those that suffer abuse often put their arms up to defend themselves even if they never get struck. And Knockout does this more often when he's being yelled at or threatened by what he sees as an authority figure. So an authority figure is the one that caused the trauma. With trauma-based vanity, the only people who are allowed to touch them is their closest ally. In Knockout's case, that's Breakdown, but even he knows not to touch Knockout without a rotary buffer. Literally, the only times they ever touch is when one goes flying into the other or Breakdown needs surgery. Before we continue, we have to point out this important detail that Emperor Kumquat spent 30 minutes trying to explain. Cybertronians have the sex drive of a coffee mug. They don't have the desire because they don't reproduce the same way 99.9% of all living creatures do. Knockout makes this pretty clear.
Frankly, I find it repulsive. The whole idea of you fleshies interfacing.
You would think a doctor wouldn't be disgusted by something perfectly natural to their own species. Knockout is a Cybertronian medic, so if he's thoroughly disgusted by interfacing, as he calls it, you know it's not natural to Cybertronians. How do we know this? A spark, or crystal soul, shoots out of the heart of Primus through the well of all sparks and embeds itself into the metal ground, where it morphs the nearest metal around it, creating a protoform. Cybertronian fetus, or new spark, whatever you want to call it, which gets adopted by a nearby bot. We see the first stage in the movie and the aftermath in Robots in Disguise 2015. So there is no interfacing between bots because they're not physically designed for it. Males outnumber females 50-1, and they have no instinct or desire to do such a thing. The closest they get to those feelings is playful flirting that goes literally nowhere.
How's it humming?
Did he just?
Stronger, faster, studlier.
You first, big boy.
Yeah, she's kind of domineering and the extra arms are weird, but I find myself intrigued by her.
Sweet rims. 24 gauge. You're real heavy duty.
Something they learned from humans.
Where's Optimus?
On a scouting mission with Bumblebee. Sorry to disappoint.
And I wore heels and everything.
Mom!
Not from around here. European design? Sure is pretty.
Which you would get the same thing by going to a different country and have Eva and some guy to be charming and flirt with you just to get you to buy more stuff. Anything that can't have sex will never have sexual desires, but they do have the drive to adopt and make strong group connections. So, by these very facts, Cybertronians cannot be sexually attracted to each other even if they tried. IDW comics are the worst offenders of this, as they are written by super horny adults that have no concept of basic biology or psychology and forget that they're working with literal robots! Pretty much every comic Knockout is in is a massive slap to the face to his character and can be legally declared poorly written fanfiction. When it comes to Knockout's jokes and sarcasm, he makes most of his jokes in combat situations. Breakdown goes along with it because it adds more fun to the fight. Most of the other bots don't do this, as making jokes can be really distracting.
Hate to run, but I just missed my train.
Breakdown, you'll never guess what I'm packing. Bumblebee's human friend. And when the Autobot attempts to stage a rescue...
He has a breakdown.
Shock and drop.
Who knew that sound waves could be such a knockout?
Come to Papa.
Run to mommy.
Say uncle! Say it!
Catch me if you can!
His sarcasm is often used to deflect or warn people of stupidity, and a humorous tone, as direct is more likely to get him yelled at or ignored.
Tick-tock, Knockout, tick-tock! Megatron's expecting results, and given what we just witnessed, I would say that we cannot afford to disappoint our master.
We? Unless nagging counts, I haven't seen you lift a finger.
Oh, gee, why didn't I think of that?
If I don't get the girl, I'll make you eat this key.
You're welcome. Careful, Starscream. You may dislocate a landing gear patting yourself on the back.
He often sees and calls out a bad idea when he hears it.
Lord Megatron, as your physician, I strongly advise against this. Dark Energon's regenerative properties are impressive, but the side effects, there's no telling how it might impact the ship. Dark Energon? You are more than a fool, Starscream. I think your neural cluster has blown a massive fuse. If the mutation can be passed along with a single bite, the entire crew is at risk.
You're saying Silas could beget more Terracons?
It could happen. And the ensuing feeding frenzy could turn this entire warship into a scrap heap. So now, can we sound the alarm?
And sometimes rewording someone's plan into a question using the "are you sure" tone to make them think.
Commander Arachnid, you're not suggesting that we abandon Lord Megatron? Lord Megatron, you're not saying you intend to pull the plug on Shockwave's beloved Project Predacon?
Freaking out and bringing up a valid point if everyone agrees the bad idea is a good one.
Your conclusion is most logical, my liege.
But what happens if that fire-breathing brute discovers our treachery?
He often goes unheeded and lets it happen anyway, often staying out of it if he can help it to avoid punishment when it fails. His natural speech pattern outside of the jokes, sarcasm, and flattery leans more into childish scientist and self-doubt, him constantly watching everyone.
I've done plenty of body work, Starscream, but I'm better at breaking them than fixing them. It would help if I had my assistant.
I summoned both of you. Where is he?
We were hot on a fresh Energon trail when you called. Breakdown will show when he's through scouting it. Can you believe what some skin job did to me? Oh.
You have been street racing among the humans again, haven't you?
I'm not only an automobile, I'm an automobile enthusiast.
Decepticons need a leader, not a decorative centerpiece. And I will convince them that I am the true heir to your throne, with a plan so epic.
Not even the mighty Megatron could have conceived it.
That was the idea, Knockout. How long have you been there?
Long enough.
An Autobot. Wait, what? It was just here. Surely one of you saw it.
Starscream, you would do well to take a cue from Soundwave on occasion and keep things to yourself. Again, some prove to be better at holding their tongues than others.
Perhaps you would have better results if, instead of a club, you used a scalpel.
He often carries out his threats and means what he says. When things need to get done, he gets very impatient, verbally mimicking his many role models. Because he lacks tact and speaks his mind, he will make jokes at inappropriate times, earning him scorn and injury.
I guess we should cancel the welcome home party.
Attend to our master. He requires medical attention.
Then you get when others compliment or thank him. He clearly doesn't get them very often, and making him highly receptive to praise.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have served me well today, Knockout.
My liege, we've located another of Shockwave's Predacon energy signatures. Weak, but steady.
Excellent.
Skill-wise, he's a scientist, medic, close combat fighter, Energon seeker, and scout. All of these are really useful. Useful keeps you alive. Considering his lack of knowledge on most scientific artifacts,
Excellent work, Knockout.
I live to serve, Lord Megatron. But what exactly is it?
how a keyboard works, and
A case for showing mercy, Lord Starscream. Uh-oh. Does this thing have a fast-forward button? Or better yet, erase?
his second grade reading level, his position as a scientist is a fairly recent endeavor, like within the last 100 years or so. But as long as he knows what he's looking at, he can hide his lack of proper education. Having a broken translator helps as it forces him to learn languages.
No worries, Herr Commandant.
Knockout, do not return empty-handed.
Moi? Don't know the meaning of the word.
including insulting hand gestures with different meanings depending on the species.
Buff this.
He doubts some of his medical skills, emphasizing that
I've done plenty of bodywork, Starscream, but I'm better at breaking them than fixing them. Rise and shine. Your T-Cog transplant was a success. Yes, I am just that good.
meaning he didn't grow up working with either a scientist or a doctor, but was trained by them during the war, explaining his lack of gentleness, compassion, or tact. Him learning it out of self-preservation, as it's in high demand from both sides, and he's exceptionally smart. Energon Seeker and Scout are in a slightly less demand, but are highly necessary for the war front.
We were hot on a fresh Energon trail when you called. Okay then, fun and games. Come out, wherever you are. Forget the human. Games are only fun to play when you're winning.
Scouts are more likely to be spared, as they often carry valuable information. Knockout uses these scouting skills much like Bumblebee does. He was originally meant to be Bumblebee's foil, so he was designed with the skill in mind. You also need tactical knowledge and a clever streak to do the job right, of which he has both. He's a foil to Bee, Ratchet, Smokescreen, and RC, making him everyone's problem.
We'll be sure to tell the big O you said hello.
And close combat fighter. Most of his combat is him relying on distance, smarts, speed, flexibility, and sneak attacks in the form of mixed martial arts. Most of his muscles are in his legs and hips, giving him speed and a powerfully dangerous kick. His arms and back aren't strong enough to hold off anyone, as he relies on his weapons and fingers. And he's a fighter first. Despite his duties as a medic and scientist, he'll ditch his duties for a fight, treating it more like entertainment. He only leaves if he sees no chance of success. He also fills the role of a court jester, using entertainment to soften the blow of bad news, making him one of the few who can calm Megatron down and question him with little punishment. Because of this role, Megatron can trust him with information he wouldn't tell the others.
When we stormed the Iacon Hall of Records in the waning days of the war for Cybertron, we acquired highly classified files. Files written with Autobot codes, which we have been unable to decipher.
Autobot codes, which the Iacon archivist Orion Pax should have no trouble cracking. Considering what's at stake, shouldn't we beef up the security around here?
Knockout, I believe that Orion will perform most effectively if he does not feel threatened or confined in any way. However, it is no coincidence that Orion's workstation is located in direct proximity to the Energon storage vault.
It appears the ship now possesses a will of its own.
Impossible! Trace the problem to its source and fix it!
That's a wrap.
The power to remake Cybertron as I see fit. I will pry the other two keys from Optimus Prime's lifeless fingers. We must find the exact location of the Autobot base. Patch in and tear apart Smokescreen's mind if you must.
Me?
Knockout still has to be careful in this role, as a bad choice of words could get him injured. His other job's keeping him from dying. When you look at his shape, he's designed to be fighting class. Thick pointed toes for heavy denting, protective shields on his arms, legs, and shoulders for blocking, extra thick armor around the neck and chest, fingers made for stabbing into weak points, small knee spurs, and a pea head with a thick sharp horn on the front designed to impale. He's made to be scrappy and take on damage, but also light on his feet. His saws and drills are weapons he repurposed into medical tools. Regular drills are smooth and spiral into a cone shape. Knockouts is designed for deep penetration and shredding innards. His buzz saws are designed for faster, more aggressive cutting, meaning he has to have insanely steady hands to use them for surgeries. Because Knockout is a small weakling, he has to use speed and sneak attacks to overtake larger opponents, it being more martial arts than brute force because he's a lightweight. Megatron shares several similarities with Knockout that most bots don't. Megatron is a purebred heavyweight gladiator that uses brute force and mixed martial arts. Gladiators tend to take out those that are weaker or prove themselves useful to those that are stronger as a way to show their worth. He can tell how strong someone is through first impressions, allowing him to take advantage of weak leaders, explaining half of what he does.
Doctor in the house.
Ah, Knockout. And how is the patient doing today?
Same old.
An inglorious fate that he should remain in this vegetative state.
On the contrary, Megatron's body may be scrap metal, but his mind is still percolating.
Keep that to yourself. That blasted Soundwave sees and hears everything.
The eyes and ears of the Decepticons.
Well, as long as their master remains in limbo, so does their cause. The Decepticons deserve a strong, alert leader.
One who would require a loyal second in command.
A candidate would need to earn that post by making a strong case to said eyes and ears.
A case for showing mercy, Lord Starscream.
They're also both well-groomed attention seekers. Gladiators have to stay pretty and loud to keep the crowd's attention and gain their favor. More cheers, more energon. The difference in their mindsets is that Megatron always expects to win, while Knockout is in constant survival mode.
He's a glutton for punishment.
Fight?
Drive.
Making him highly opportunistic, observant, and reactionary with very obvious motivations.
When Megatron comes out of it, he'll do more than just stick me back in that wall. He'll have Starscream's head and mine. But if I disconnect before a proper power down, the link is severed and the big guy will never emerge from Starscream's head.
Well, on the bright side, this provides an excellent opportunity for an upgrade. Let's see, you could go with the sonic cannon. It's reliable, low maintenance, although it lacks a certain flair.
Often making well-thought-out decisions in the blink of an optic. He has a strong gut sense towards danger, constantly asking the question, how will this go horribly wrong? Meaning when he calls out a bad idea, he knows it will backfire big time. What does looks tell you? Knockout has fake shoulders over his real ones. Every single bot in the show has shoulder pads connected directly to the shoulder joints for natural movement. Knockout does too, but they're under the massive fake ones attached to his triple-layer collar plates. They look unnatural, restrict his arm mobility, natural expressions, and partially cuts off his peripheral vision. His real shoulder plates move when his shoulders with his shoulders and rattle rapidly when frightened. With the false shoulders restricting shoulder movement, he has to exaggerate his body language in order to get his emotions across, and his arms end up weaker from atrophy, shown by him being unable to stick his arms up all the way up. Not only that, but his real shoulders and collar are designed to deflect attacks by absorbing strikes to the arms and neck, acting like extra shields. While he's stretching, you can see the shoulder plates sliding up and down his arms freely, him having to shuffle his shoulders in order to get the pointy ends back under the fake shoulders. You can tell from the way he runs that the fake ones are front heavy and awkward, him having to adjust his stride to keep from falling over, making him slower despite being built for speed. To balance himself, he even attached wings to his back plates for easier backward momentum, something he never had before, allowing him to stand up straight with less effort, making his back muscles overworked from the unnatural weight. It's why he can't wrestle Ratchet to save his paint job. Smokescreen and Megatron are the closest chest and torso-wise to design to Knockout. Gears, grills, everything. They're both natural Cybertronians shaped with flat collars and armor that's snug. it covering half of the torso. When you compare them, you can see that not only is Knockout's armor really loose, but it also doesn't cover parts it should. Like he has a height boost from a spine extension, and cuts off chunks of his armor. Almost entirely in the back where he lacks all the natural protective and decorative plating. Not only that, but when he's bent over, you can see the red nub sitting at the end of his spine, almost like it was the start of a tail he cut off, hiding it with a piece of plating, something only he has. Add his sensitive pointy ears and almost cat-like face, and you've got an idea of what he originally looked like. To us humans, he looks fabulous, but to Cybertronians, there's something off about him. Think rib removal and synth oil injections. Why would he willingly do all this? It changes his identity. Cybertronians are more sight-oriented than humans are, and they never forget a shape. Every tweak distorts his image until he becomes someone else entirely. This makes sense if he doesn't want to be recognized as a gladiator or an animal-based con. No one wants to pull their punches with a gladiator, and animal cons are looked down upon as a lesser species by some bots.
You dare turn your back on a superior life form? I am Commander Starscream.
Him having been insulted for it more than once.
Yes, right. You're one of those.
Come again.
Never understood why any self-respecting Decepticon would choose automobile as his vehicle mode, when he could have flight.
He likely got the changes partway through the war with the help of various medics, recycling parts from dead bots. Back to removed armor, Knockout can't carry a Sparkling. The part that pushes his Sparkling into the chest cavity during transformations isn't there, proven by Fowler and June. It does 4 things: protect its contents, offer internal stability, internal protection, and controls internal temperature through an airtight seal. Without it, he can kidnap up to 20 Sparklings in one sitting and drop them all at a moment's notice. The stunner in the glove box and extra seatbelts back this up. Both are directly designed for kidnapping. The surgery effectively neutering him and turning him into a glorified delivery car. He can't control his core temperature, making fighting in snow or water extremely dangerous. Leaves his vital organs exposed and unprotected from attacks and rust.
Could we please pick up the pace? The humidity down here is threatening to corrode my undercarriage.
And worst of all, it can't be replaced. Because it was removed in his mid-teens, it leaves him in his perpetual state of, I'm a child, and his drive to adopt never comes. Bumblebee also acts like a child, but he's on the cusp of adulthood, whereas Knockout is a full-grown adult. Despite being roughly larger than Smokescreen in bot mode, Knockout's vehicle mode is smaller than Bumblebee's by almost a foot, making him smaller than the average Aston Martin. This makes sense if the missing plating caused a squashed or shrunken effect. Given how much is missing, he could fit a mode 1/4 his size if he needed to. We interrupt your lovely program with an ad. I wrote a book, more precisely, a short story, called By a Sleep to Say We End by Danny Peters. It's a first-person POV about a nameless protagonist trying to find somewhere safe to sleep during an alien invasion. If you're an avid Kindle reader, then I hope you'll check it out. Link in the description. Why doesn't he wear an insignia? 4 reasons. 1, so it doesn't ruin the finish. 2, it makes him hard to detect. The only way you would be able to locate him is through his energon signature, which would be naturally weaker due to not needing as much because of his hollowed out frame, or from his communication signal, which you have to have his number to call. If your side can't detect you, then the other side most definitely won't. It's more effective than just scratching it. Looking at you, Steeldrum.
Yo! Sorry about the pain. It's temporary, and you'll soon come to understand. Necessary.
3, it confuses bots on whose side he's on. This means bots won't immediately attack him if he's caught alone. If it's cons, then all he needs to do is greet them. If Autobots, play innocent till they get close enough to attack or drop their guard for easy escape. And 4, better camouflage. It's easier to sneak up on the enemy or escape from them if you don't have any identifiers giving you away, especially if you hang around places where your mode would most likely be. As to why Knockout spends a lot of time among street racers.
Wait, I know that car.
This even works when after the bots know what his mode looks like, minutes or years after they meet. So if he doesn't want to be found, he won't be, making him perfect for stealth missions. Knockout's age and how he treats other bots. Given his small stature, lack of wrinkles, and knowledge on a lot of things, he's older than Bumblebee but younger than RC. Given when a bot hits 100, they're an adult. His human equivalent age would be somewhere between 21 and 26 years old, meaning he spent at most 60 years fighting in the pits, entertaining bots until the war got so bad he was forced into it. how he treats other bots. Knockout treats Breakdown as his enabling babysitter and big brother, shown by Breakdown joining in his antics while keeping him safe and mostly out of trouble.
Knockout. Starscream's been looking for you again. Where'd you go?
Out for a little drive. I just rolled from town to town, sniffing around until the next opportunity presents itself. Breakdown, in case you're looking for me, things got messy, so I hit the road. And the Autobot attempts to stage a rescue.
He has a breakdown.
Lord Megatron, these cylinders are not unlike batteries. The data is stored within them as a form of energy. It's scanned fully charged. That's how we located it to begin with. But now...
Dead battery.
Did you drop it, you one-eyed oaf?
No, Master. I wasn't gonna touch the thing after it put the zap on Bulkhead.
Hey, you think...
Boo-hoo! I'm shedding lubricant. Not like Bulkhead to run from a fight.
I'm afraid our friend has had a little too much to think. Breakdown and I will...
Hear me again?
It was a gift from Breakdown and myself. Dead battery. Megatron will peel our paint for losing that data.
So we're gonna have to peel you.
Or peel out of here.
Knockout! Can't we just bridge out of here? This cube's putting some serious drag on me.
The more we give the Autobots a workout, the more fuel they burn. And we win the Energon race.
I don't get it. All this chipping away with my hammer. Just to bring Megatron another hammer?
Time to get a grip. I certainly hope not. Breakdown may act the brute, but he's a maestro behind a rotary buffer. Breakdown, where have you... Breakdown? What happened to you?
Arachnid he treats like a baby sister and Soundwave a middle brother.
Unicron, the Chaos Bringer?
They say Dark Energon is his blood. Whatever. Does he seem to be losing it?
A bit.
Way to step things up, Soundwave. I do hope this Iacon relic is something less sacred and more profane. Like an electro-disruptor cannon. We could use one of those. Strange. Lord Megatron, it appears that Breakdown's signal has popped back online, albeit corrupted.
Investigate with caution. It may well be an Autobot trick.
Oh. Watch out for the quiet ones.
Do I take your silence to mean you concur with Knockout's medical expertise?
The Decepticon Space Bridge 2.0 is nearly ready to launch. All we require is... what Soundwave said. An ample power source. It doesn't look like a Fortress Maximus-grade nucleon shock cannon.
He even attempts to befriend Dreadwing.
The Forge of Solus Prime possesses the ability to create anything from raw material.
And in this case, said raw material would be a big hunk of Dark Energon.
Everything okay here?
Just checking cable integrity.
It would be wise to keep that to yourself around the warship.
Awkward. Megatron sure knows how to patch things up, eh, Dreadwing? Dreadwing?
Starscream is Knockout's least favorite boss upon meeting, displaying it through disrespect. Him showing Screamer some respect and compassion after he gets pounded back in his second in command. Him filling the eldest sibling role.
Knockout, was I not clear? You have defied my orders yet again.
My mistake, Commander Starscream. But I've learned my lesson. And paid the price.
It is Lord! And you have paid when I say you have paid.
Don't the bots seem understaffed?
What good is a second in command who fails to watch the rear? Get out of my way!
Starscream, have you lost your senses? You haven't fully recuperated.
I feel fine, Knockout. Never better. You're a brilliant physician. Now get out of my way!
What happened? Megatron pound you like scrap metal again?
I would rather not discuss it.
Honestly, Starscream, you need to take better care of yourself. Didn't you retrieve your limb?
Did you speak with our liege about our little enterprise?
He was otherwise engaged.
The Autobots have arrived. You did not inform me that your plan was already in motion.
Only so the whole affair would appear less staged.
I have yet to purge my lab of sensitive materials.
Then do not let me keep you, Shockwave. Over and out.
You scrapped him on purpose, didn't you?
See if you can hold him off!
What?
At last, good riddance to a wretched species.
Although I will say they manufacture some fine-looking automobiles.
I'm sorry. Overreacting. Easy for you to say, Knockout. Nobody here wants your post. I, on the other hand, hold the most coveted position within the Decepticon ranks. And no matter what he may claim, I know that Shockwave is plotting to usurp me. Did you see the smug look in his eye when he unveiled that vile beast to Lord Megatron?
Moi? Don't know the meaning of the word.
Isn't empty-handed 2 words?
You would know. Or did your missing armor turn up?
Why, you wheel-bound
Starscream!
Oh, will my torment never end? First, I had to vie for Megatron's favor against that treacherous harpy arachnid. Now I must contend with Shockwave and his incorrigible beast.
Oh, look on the bright side, Starscream. At least one of them is currently on ice, locked up tight in the vault of our warship.
Oh, how I would love to stuff Shockwave and his mangy abomination right into that stasis pod beside her. The only reason his Project Predacon is currently in full swing is because I supervise the acquisition of his dozens of Predacon bones. Will you please keep your lab rat quiet while I'm airing my grievances? Absolutely nothing, my liege.
All is quiet. Too quiet. One could even say dull.
Funny, because the dark energon within my spark has been pulsing.
Allow me to handle this. It's Knockout's fault!
Precisely my what?
He infused Silas with a cocktail comprised of dark and synthetic energon, creating a monstrous mutation which is now on the verge of turning your entire crew into mindless energon-sucking Terracons! Greetings, fellow Decepticons.
Starscream, thank the stars! We can finally escape this dreaded ship!
No, Doctor. We must, in fact, take this ship. By whatever means necessary.
Nah, Scream won't use it. He needs us if he's gonna stand any chance of surviving Unicron.
You misunderstand. I do not intend to use this warship for battle, but for quickly getting as far as possible from this doomed planet.
Earth would be nice, now that Unicron no longer seems to be calling it home.
Shut up, you! Now, move away from the controls, bulkhead, or get stiff.
He sees and treats Megatron as his dad, trying to be the favorite child to gain his conditional approval. Knockout wants to make him proud of him, taking it personally when he isn't.
Nearly isn't good enough. The spheres are aligning. I must not miss my moment to...
Lord Megatron, are you all right?
Yet again, it is as if I can hear Unicron's thoughts.
Lord Megatron.
Give me a moment.
Did you find what you were looking for?
It's complicated.
Well, Breakdown and I may have located the bogey, fully charged.
Proceed.
Just one hitch. We don't have the cylinder.
Then bring me the head of Bulkhead. Who else? Do you think I would entrust you to see this key safely to the vault containing the other one?
Welcome back, Lord Megatron.
Knockout. Prepare to properly dispose of the obstruction. If we are to maintain any advantage over the Autobots, regain control of this vessel by any means necessary.
Lord Megatron, the computer has decrypted a second set of coordinates. Perhaps we should permit it to continue. Oh. Lord Megatron,
You let them escape? With vital intelligence? However, 2 more decrypted coordinates remain in play. And I have every confidence that Knockout and I...
Can you believe what the Autobots did to me?
Did you retrieve the relic?
No, Master.
Then I suggest you convince me of your continued usefulness by examining Laserbeak, Doctor. Knockout, what is this abomination? And why have you brought it here?
I am Silas, as in cybernetic life augmented by symbiosis. I come with a proposition.
This is the human who dissected Breakdown. Please, my liege, allow me to return the favor. Yes, I can do it, Lord Megatron. If you're certain that's what you really want.
Like nothing I've ever desired before, Doctor.
I shall induce stasis.
No! I wish to bear witness as you attach my new appendage.
Coming up. Lord Megatron, there has been a situation, more like an accident, really.
Spit it out!
The prisoner has escaped! I beg you, my liege. Release me from this absurd predicament!
No. You shall serve as a constant reminder to those who dare fail me.
Considering this is a reaction towards a father figure, Knockout's caretaker was very much abusive and controlling. He even pulled the same behavior on Team Prime, slipping into the youngest sibling role in less than a few minutes of betraying Starscream. Him being more open and honest, knowing that they're not going to hurt him. He even acts like a small, embarrassed child when Optimus tells everyone how proud he is. Him seeing unconditional love for the first time.
And in my view, you have each acted as a Prime.
Well, I never really had the best role models.
He honestly doesn't know what to do with it. After Transformers Prime, he appears in Robots Disguised 2015 as a cameo in a street race and next to Strongarm in an impound lot. In the impound lot, he just sits silently because humans. Despite being the fastest car in the race, he can't win for 2 reasons, Stunticons and humans, revealing himself a great unnecessary danger for everybody. Here's why. At the end of the war, he betrays the Decepticons and joins the Autobots.
Ah, such luster. What? I'm joining the winning team!
During the rebuilding process, bots, cons, and neutrals returned home. The Autobots would have seen him as the coward he is and wouldn't accept him as their own because, in their eyes, a last-second change of spark doesn't count. The Decepticons would see him as a full-on traitor, and the neutrals hate both sides. He would be harassed and attacked from all sides, even by those that need his help. Team Prime would be the only bots he can trust, but even they can't protect him 24/7. Team Prime, it would have needed to get really, really bad in order for them to send him back to Earth, a chance he would have taken to protect his hide. While he's there, the only people he can show himself to is the Autobots' human allies, him having to right his wrongs and earn their trust while they babysit him, given he can't behave himself and needs constant supervision. He would do the same thing he did during the war, but more toned down, secretive, less destructive, and worked for the good guys. He wouldn't even be able to show himself to Team B, the rescue bots, or any other bots because of this silence keeping him safe. He's completely cut off from his own people, never to interact with them until the war becomes a long-gone memory, or until someone orders him to, or he's discovered. However long it takes. That's what the implications of this cameos are. Him being in this race, getting a close-up like he's saying something, then disappearing before the curve while in last place, means that he's more than likely not supposed to be there. There was no road on either side of him to turn, so he definitely had to leave on foot, all to keep from being caught by either group, given one would kill him and the other would blow his cover. Plus, B and Strongarm both got enough poison in their systems to kill bots twice their size. They would be dead if Knockout didn't give them an antidote. He didn't need to remove the spikes because they didn't hit anything vital. Add in how much destruction their team causes on a regular basis, and you know Fowler and Raph are secretly covering their tailpipes. Them only sending Knockout to help if it's a medical emergency. Even then, he has to be sneaky. His cameos, black-tinted windows, lack of tracking insignia, loud personality, cunning, and Earth military employment makes the Rid comics even more non-canon. Steeljaw, in his infinite wisdom, would mistake him for a regular car and roll right past him.
Human motorists, pay no attention.
If he did catch him in bot mode, the opportunistic nightmare in red paint would make sure Steeljaw never bothered B again.
Heads, you lose.
He's got cat-like behaviors. He wanders off a lot, attacks the head and throat, stalks his prey, and likes offering little gifts.
I find myself in urgent need of good news. So please, Knockout, tell me that you found something useful.
Some things, my liege. And some
He even talks with a slight purr.
Trippy. Autobots, check out my new Finish Protector. I think I'm warm. Looks like the Autobots brought in a ringer. The Apex Armor. Our illustrious leader will be pleased. Now, any sign of that phase shifter? I really liked that thing. That would be game.
Displays his claws when angry, flashing fangs that aren't there as he deeply growls. Cats naturally groom themselves a lot, over-preening when stressed. Adult cats, abused adult cats even act like kittens when they feel safe. Cats invade the personal space of anyone they deem safe enough, but if abused, will freak out if you even think about touching them. Animal cons tend to have an ingrained behaviors of the animals they're based on. The only bots with pointy ears are animal cons based on predatory mammals. This is something Knockout kept because it helps him hear things coming before anyone else. He did cut them to give a less cat-like appearance, but any more than that, he'd go completely deaf. It damaged his translator just snipping them. Because of the modifications, he doesn't look like a cat, but he still acts like one. Him likely having been trained himself out of most of it so no one would know. And lastly, his name. In Cybertronian culture, a name tells you your lifelong job, personality, physical design, birthplace, and or social class. Boulder says digger, friendly, builder class. Chase says cop, determined, law enforcement class. Heatwave says firefighter, Rusty's edge, rescue class. Ratchet says medic, reliant, medical class. Bumblebee means adorable and clumsy or buffoon. Knockout on Earth can mean sexy, but on Cybertron, where he's from, no such word exists. Knockout on Cybertron means bot who knocks others out or knocks themselves out. You even see this. Throughout the show, he always tries to incapacitate his targets in one form or another. Killing isn't the goal, even if he easily could. None of the bots talk about how handsome he is. They either mock his mode, look at him funny, or use his preening habits as insults.
It is Lord, and you have paid when I say you have paid. Do not worry, your punishment shall be merely cosmetic.
No, not the finish. No. Anything but the finish!
Keep your vanity in check, Doctor.
Haven't I proven myself?
This is a mission, not one of your racing excursions. Stop your preening! Move quickly and operate with a surgeon's skill. Do you understand me, Knockout?
Explicitly, Lord Megatron. Just look what they've done!
Spare me the dramatics, Knockout. It's merely a scratch.
This isn't about me, Lord Megatron. Please, Lord Megatron, allow me the honor of retrieving this relic for you.
I'm surprised you would risk your finish so soon after your accident.
We're prisoners of war. We have rights. When are we going to have access to an oil bath?
Well, when are you gonna tell me where I can find your pals?
Oh, I told you before. Shockwave had dozens of secret labs hidden across Cybertron. Top secret.
A shame. Your finish is looking pretty drab.
If his name meant sexy or good looking, bots would see him as worthless because it would mean he has no skills, no training, no brains, nothing, just looks. Again, because bots can't reproduce, sex appeal is useless. Your name backs up your skill set. Knockout's name means MMA Gladiator, Scrappy, K-On! City, Entertainment Class. That's if he didn't change his name to Knockout to cover up his Animal Con origins. For backstory purposes, we'll call him Cat Claw. We had to come up with a better name, but we forgot what it was. Now his backstory. Due to the caste system at the time, everyone sparked, i.e. born, in K-On! Is doomed to corruption and poverty, the birthplace of most Decepticons, where crime is heavy and gladiators reign supreme. A small war waged in the empty sectors, occasionally threatening to come towards the Rusty City. A small spark lands near the home of a disgraced MMA fighter. Gladiator finds the new spark kitten and takes him as his own, training him to fight, naming Cat Claw. Cat Claw being scratched up and yelled if he didn't do as he was told. Any perceived weakness would earn more pain. During fights where he was too young, Cat Claw would sit around watching gladiators get patched up or dragged off when a manager watched over him and others. Him watching his unlucky sparklings were sold off to fans of freshly dead gladiators, hoping he wouldn't be next. When old enough to fight, he would fight other younglings or small monsters, loving it when the crowd cheered or laughed at his antics. His caretaker being proud of it if he managed to earn any energon. After every fight, he would get patched up and the cycle would repeat, living in squalor with little education. He had no clue what was going on. He continued to entertain alongside his caretaker until the war became too big to ignore, him getting sucked in with a lot of others against their wills. Foot soldier for the Decepticons meant to kill or be killed, so not much changed. Being young, small, fast, and flexible, he got tasked with scout duty, whatever that entailed. Around 60 to 70 years of age, he, along with other fleet-footed scouts, were forced into surgery and made into sparkling snatchers. Each sparkling they took got trained into more Decepticon soldiers, whilst new sparks were turned into lifeless husks waiting to become clones. Until there wasn't any sparklings left to snatch as the planet was poisoned, shutting down the well of all sparks. After some time, he gets wounded enough to need a medic. After his surgery, Cat Claw overhears a medic complain that they don't have enough medics to go around. He gets an idea and begs the medic to train him. Seeing as he was smart, had the perfect hands for the job, and they were spread thin, he agreed to it. Trains the young bot until he deems him ready enough. Cat Claw, with his incomplete training, does his best fixing injured soldiers on the field. This doesn't go so easy as bots recognize him and send him out to unfair fights, even when the bots needed repair. Some refusing his help because he was a dumb animal. This became too much and he begs another medic to train him up, explaining his plight. They agree, stripping and wielding on parts until he became unrecognizable, him changing his name to Knockout. Cybertron dies and Knockout, along with everyone else, takes to the stars to continue the fight. He gets passed around from ship to ship, committing atrocities and surgeries as ordered, each crew being different with various levels of abuse, him getting away with whatever he could. As a medic, he got assistants assigned to him. Most of them leave him out of irritation, while others died, leaving him numb to the pain. Occasionally, he wound up working with another medic or scientist, building up his skills. Then Breakdown comes along, a scared Stunticon who likes his jokes, enabled his bad behavior, and was good with a rotary buffer. The perfect assistant. This being his only friend for years, and they get called by Starscream on Earth. Being the closest medic, Knockout went. On Megatron's warship, Knockout did as he was told, doing as he always did. Breakdown dies, worsening his situation. Soon he's uprooted, outranked, disrespected, and distrusted by his very own leader. Upon his wits' end, he tries joining the Autobots and getting smacked down by a little human girl and locked up. He gets freed and betrayed Starscream to prove his sincerity. When the fighting finally ends, he immediately loses the best role model he could ever have, Optimus Prime. Life gets restored to Cybertron and he escapes and he gets accepted into the group, helping rebuild. Returning bots from both sides recognize him and treat him with hostility, forcing Ratchet to keep him indoors. When Knockout is almost killed, Ratchet sends him back to Earth under orders to keep a low profile under Fowler's care. The humans accepting him reluctantly as Fowler takes on a parental role for him. Fowler, Jack, Miko, and Raph keeping him company as they did secret military missions like it's the war all over again. Unable to speak to any of his own kind until everything cools down. After 5 years working with the U.S. military, he becomes an Autobot fugitive by order of Cybertron's new High Council, run by Decepticons he used to trust, worsening his exile. His only hope being training a human boy for a few months to be a medic, per resurrected Optimus's orders. After that, he goes back to Fowler and continues his endless missions, one small war after another with no end in sight. From start to rusty finish, he is Knockout, a fighter with no home, a painful past, and a future uncertain. From abused to used to outcast to isolated to homeless to hunted, Knockout is by definition a tragic character. He may play the flashy, fun, scrappy medic, but it's only to hide what's under the surface. He is an abused kitten that wants to be wanted and loved. That is the core of his character. What keeps him from being depressing is the fact that he adapts constantly. He doesn't let his life drag him down despite having every reason to, taking everything in stride. Surviving and even thriving in the worst conditions, making it impossible to live in a world of peace, giving depth to a character that was originally designed to be fan bait. But because he was so good at hiding it, the audience missed it.
Something to do with the quality of medical care around here.
And that's what we got. Bye! Comment, like, and subscribe. Don't be rude to me. Bye!